In order to create solutions to combat current traffic trends, we must understand the cause of traffic. In this presentation, we will introduce you to the phenomenon known as phantom traffic jams. Imagine cruising down a 410 early in the morning to head to your dead-end job. You come to an immediate halt, and in your head you think, great, there must be an accident up ahead. Dang it. You think this as there seems to be this type of commotion every day in San Antonio, Texas. You pace through traffic, and eventually you get to the point where you're able to cruise at a cool 65 or 70 miles per hour. And then you notice that there wasn't any accidents, construction, or police traffic stops. Then you wonder why you just had to wait an extra 10, 15 minutes for the traffic flow to be optimal. So what's going on? This, my friends, is known as phantom traffic jams. Phantom traffic jams are caused by a chain of events when the drivers on a particular road exceed a certain capacity. Consider the events that occur when there is a low density amount of cars on the road. When a driver changes lanes or slows their speed on a turn, this causes any driver behind them to slowly adjust their own speed to prevent collisions. The more cars you add to this equation, this effect is then amplified and traffic seemingly gets worse. This creates what's known as a positive feedback loop. And above the critical density, or the amount of cars a highway can handle at one time, additional vehicles add more time to the commute. Team F has decided to deploy a traffic control device that will improve the traffic concerns we experience here in Bexar County. We'll turn it over to Lena so that she can explain the data that she collected to represent the congestion we received in affected areas.
The data that was collected in regards to the traffic in San Antonio is based on congestion patterns taken over a 2-week span. For example, if we take a look at the 5 o'clock traffic on a Friday evening, you will see a value of 39%. These percentages represent the congestion level observed in these traffic areas. In referencing the 39%, this means that on average, travel times were 39% longer than during a baseline condition without congested conditions. To put simply, if you were traveling from point A to point B in a matter of 30 minutes under normal circumstances with a 39% congestion level, this 30-minute trip would take an additional 12 minutes to complete.
With the data collected, our group member Farhan was able to calculate congestion averages over daily, weekly, and annual rates.
The calculations we have performed here are based on daily, weekly, and annual trends seen in our local community. It is necessary to identify these trends so that we can define the issues that cause massive stress in everyday commutes. With the data we have gathered, we can better understand the optimal times for travel. As you can see from this data, travel times are worse during the mornings from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on weekdays, equally so between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. It's safe to presume that these are rush hour times. When we perform the appropriate calculations, the average daily congestion values are as follows: 5.33% on Sunday, 10.33% for Monday, 12.38% for Tuesday and Wednesday, 12.92% for Thursday, 14.04% on Friday, and finally 8.88% for Saturday.
With all data presented, we believe the best traffic device to implement would be that of ramp metering. Here is an overview of ramp metering. Ramp metering involves the use of traffic signals on highway on-ramps to control the rate in which vehicles enter the constant flow of traffic on the highway. Through the use of control cabinets, vehicular electromagnetic sensors, ramp metering reduces highway congestion by breaking up oncoming traffic into platoons. Basically, oncoming traffic from adjacent on-ramp lanes wait at a queue line and wait for the signal to turn green, and then proceed onto the highway. The rate in which these vehicles are released is based on highway traffic vehicles passing electromagnetic weighted sensors that send signals to the control cabinet in real time. As you can see in the following pictures, we have improvements in traffic speed increases, travel time reduction, and collision reduction. We see a 10% improvement in traffic speed, 20% decrease in travel time reduction, and approximately 18% reduction in collisions in Long Island, 50%, 30%, and 45% in these respective values in Denver, and finally Portland, Oregon seeing the most benefit with 160% efficiency in travel speed increases, 150% in travel time reduction, and 40% in collision reduction. To summarize, ramp meters are very effective. Without ramp meters in operation, multiple vehicles add to the congestion of mainline traffic, as those in lanes that merge with on ramp lanes are constantly having to stop in order to avoid collision. With cascading slower speeds from mainline traffic and incoming traffic from congestion continues to grow and often creates stop and go conditions. With ramp meters, the rate in which these vehicles enter become efficient and the transition is much smoother. This traffic control device also takes the stress away from human error, and traffic conditions become streamlined. In addition to breaking up platoons, ramp meters help manage entrance demand at a level that is near the capacity of the highway, which prevents traffic flow breakdowns. Ramp meters are shown to reduce peak hour lane occupancies. This is also known as highway density, and quicken recovery from mainline breakdown back to or below the critical occupancy threshold. Typical results include reductions in travel time, reductions in crash rates, and increased traffic speed. The best candidate for the implementation of ramp metering would be the South 410 South 16 Texas entrance. For reference, this is the on-ramp that allows vehicles passage right before the Ingram exit 11 of 410 going southbound. This location is ideal as many commuters complain of the congestion that is realized in this area, especially around evening weekday rush hour. By implementing ramp metering in this location, we will see improved rates of traffic flow, less commute times, and a decrease in close calls or collision rates. With around 12,000 residents that live around this area, this particular stretch of highway is constantly congested. In terms of an estimated cost for this proposed integration, consider the average cost for single lane loop ramp meters at a dismal $106,030, with two lane ramp metering at an average of $140,510. Additional costs to consider would be the significant increase for programming costs at a typical $405,000. Realistically, these projects can fare between $600,000 upwards to $1.2 million, depending on existing road conditions and considerations for implementation. This may seem like a large number, but when compared to proposed ideas for lane expansion, specifically in the Loop 1604 I-10 interchange, which includes the demolition of existing westbound entrances from UTSA, this addition of roads to combat expanding demands of traffic is expected to cost about $291 million. Ramp metering can definitely transform current on-ramps into tools of traffic efficiency, potentially saving money for the consumers at the end of the day.